Hey everybody, Steve Sefsick and Should Have Been Engineering. Today we're going to show how to remove carburetors off of your Concours. This is an old junk Concours that I have. These carburetors have probably been on here since it's new. It's a 2001, so you know they've been on here for what, 11, 12 years now. Also, you can tell the condition of the bike is really poor. There's no reason for me to worry about pulling the carburetors off of this bike for any reason other than to use them as parts. One thing that when you take your carburetors off or on, you're going to need to do on your regular Concours is your inner fairing panels you'll have to take off. Obviously your gas tank you'll have to take off. And one thing that most guys miss is whenever you're taking your gas tank off, you always want to take off your side panels first. And the reason for that is the gas tank on the bottom, if you put it down and you don't have the side panels off, that'll nick up your side body panels. Whenever you see those side body panels that are torn up right there, you know that's from someone taking the tank off and on without taking those off first. So at any rate, we're down to where we can actually work on the carburetors. So it's time to show you how to take the carbs off. Now, you know, if you've been around Concours for a while, you probably have heard that taking carburetors out of a Concours is difficult. I'll be honest with you, I really don't find the job that difficult. It's to me a simple matter of having the right tools. So I've got some tools over here. I'll show you what we're going to use today. This is going to make the job a lot easier. Alright, we've got a Sawzall and got a good blade on it. That should be able to cut through whatever parts of the frame we need to cut through. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. I've got some cutters we can use for going through cables. That way we don't have to worry about those pesky cables getting in the way. Sometimes the carburetors are really hard to get out, and if they are, we have different things that we can pry with if we need to, and a smacker. All right, if we need to, we've got a smacker. We can kind of gently get them going if we use the smacker. One other tool that I have is a heat gun. Now you might wonder what I need the heat gun for when I have all this other stuff. Well, to be honest with you, if you have a heat gun, you don't need this other stuff. Okay, carburetors back in. All right, there's a couple of things on here that you're going to need to know for taking loose and putting the carbs back on. First of all, when you go to take these carburetors off, you're going to have to loosen these clamps. Front clamp over here, okay? The other thing you're going to need to do is right here on the throttle cables, you need to loosen these throttle cables. Now, when you loosen the throttle cables for removing the carburetors, you don't want to take the throttle cables off, but you want to spin the nuts up like that, okay? And the reason you don't want to take those, move the bottom at this point is you're going to have a little difficulty when you go putting the cables back on. Sometimes the cables want to bind. Let me show you another thing too. I have guys send me their carburetors all the time that still have the choke cable mount over here. And the choke cable is out, but the mount is there, and I'm not sure if they've taken it apart the right way or not. The easiest way to take that out is to take the whole choke cable out, is to unscrew this and take the mount off of the cable, take the cable out of the carburetor, and then just let the cable be up in the frame whenever you put the carbs in or out. This is going to be one of the last things that you get to, okay? A couple more things on the carburetors that you need to know about. Down over here, can you zoom around over here? Where the screw tip is on the bottom, you can see that there's a little hex head. That's where the drain screw goes. That's how you can drain your carburetors. Now, I've got a drain line attached to these carburetors here. Ordinarily, there's just a nipple on the bottom of the bowl. But if you want to drain your carburetors, either to get water out of them or drain them for removal, you want to take those loose. Now, you don't take them all the way out, just take them loose. One thing about those is that they have a kind of a tapered end on them, and if you try to over tighten them, you're going to crack your carburetor bowls, so you don't want to do that. Here's one more thing that you need to be able to see for either removal or installation. Your airbox boots are held on by this kind of spring clamp right here, okay? The easiest way to get that spring clamp off is to go down with a screwdriver and just kind of hook that clamp and push it back and roll it back on the boot, okay? Just like that. Whenever you're taking your carbs off, roll that back and get it out of the way. All right, I'm going to actually try to do this job in real time so that you get an idea of what kind of time this really takes to do. I've already loosened up my front clamps, and I've already loosened up my throttle cables, but other than that, I haven't touched anything on these. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the airbox back. Well, it's back as far as it's going to go already. The screws are already busted out of it, I guess. And then we're going to roll back the springs to run the carb boots. Can you get in here and see that? You'll be able to refer back to the little clip that we've already shown where the carburetors were on the engine stand. That'll give you an idea of what we're doing as far as rolling these springs back. All right, so we've got those 4 springs off of there. Now we're going to take off the choke bracket, enriching bracket. All right, now, this is the best trick of all. Heat them. Turn the heat gun on, go it on high. And if you heat these airbox boots in the back, you'll be amazed at how much they'll soften up. Once they start getting a little bit of heat on them, they'll get real soft and pliable, and they'll harden back up as soon as they cool off. But if you'll get a little bit of heat on them, you'll find that this job gets a whole lot easier. Well, they're already softening up nice. Okay, I've already got my throttle cables loose. And I'll be pulling the carburetors out towards me. All right, let's see if they're ready. Now this job requires a certain amount of force. Grab a hold of the carburetors and twist them down, back, out. And there they are. Come on, Jimmy. Just like that. Not bad, huh? Okay, as always, you can come and check me out at my website, shouldhavebeenengineering.com, and join Carb. Thanks.